So my name's Grant Miller, and I'm the Staff Sergeant of the Calgary Police Service Homicide Unit, and I have the following release for you today. The Calgary Police Service has charged a local woman in connection with the death of a toddler who was critically injured following an incident at a local private day home. Mackenzy Woolfsmith, 22 months, died the day after suffering serious injuries at the day home in the 0 to 100 block of Elgin Heath Southeast on Wednesday, May 2nd, 2012. Due to the nature of her injuries, the investigation was taken over by the Homicide Unit. Mackenzy's death has since been ruled a homicide as a result of multiple blunt force trauma. Based on medical evidence and additional information gleaned over the past year, detectives were able to lay charges in connection with this case. On Tuesday, July 16, 2013, investigators arrested and charged Caitlin Alexandra Jarosz, 25 years of age, with one count of second-degree murder. Jarosz was the day home operator at the time Mackenzy was injured. These injuries are inconsistent with a short or accidental fall down a set of stairs. And I'll take your questions.
Sorry, just a little point of reference. I spoke to her defense lawyer today. It's Jarosz is the pronunciation.
Thank you.
But not to be a jerk.
Do you know what changed to allow for these charges?
I'm not sure that anything changed. I think it was just the progression of the investigation. Infant deaths are very challenging for us, and we rely heavily in these investigations on our partners at the medical examiner's office and at the Crown Prosecutor's office. And it takes a great length of time to get some of these tests done, sent away for analysis, have them come back, and to be interpreted.
What was the cause of death?
Again, blunt force trauma to this child.
Does this accused have kids?
I'm not sure that that's relevant to this situation, as it does not involve one of her children.
You had your sights on this particular individual, the accused, for some time. We were called here on the anniversary of her death, and just wondering, she was actually named at the time a person of interest, which is unusual for police to take that step.
And I think in this situation, as the operator of the day home where this incident occurred, I think it's natural that she came to our attention at that time.
But originally, you guys were saying that she wasn't being very cooperative. What changed since you guys said that?
I'm not sure that anything's changed in that.
You said too at the time that you'd be re-interviewing parents of other children who were in that day home. Did anything come of that you can speak of?
So we've spoken to more than a dozen people in relation to this day home, and we've received a tremendous amount of cooperation. And as I read the earlier release, some of that information has led us and has been a big help in our investigation. We want to thank those people for the information that they have provided.
Okay, now can you speak to what were the circumstances of her arrest today? We've heard different things, but being at work or not, where she was arrested?
Those details I'm not sure of. I believe we attended where she was at work and arrested her at that location.
Has the family been notified?
Yes, they have.
And how do they react?
I think, currently the family's out of Calgary. We spoke to them before they left, and they were aware this was going to happen. I think that they feel the range of emotions. I think that they're happy that there's some closure. There's deep sadness for the loss of their child.
It must be somewhat satisfying for investigators, and especially the death of a child, to be able to get to this point.
Well, again, the infant deaths are very complicated and very complex. And our investigative team has done a very good job and a great job of trying to put all the pieces together. These investigations take a long time and require several amounts and pieces of information to try to get the whole picture. And in this situation, our investigators were able to do that to get to the point where we are today, where now someone's charged with the death of a 22-month-old.
Can you explain why it's second-degree murder as opposed to a manslaughter charge? Or?
Well, again, I think that the circumstances in this situation, upon review by the Crown, have led us to a very serious charge.
Is it fair to say that there's a crux of the case is the discrepancy between the story that you heard from her initially versus what the medical evidence tells you?
Yes, and again, as I did allude to, a small child with severe injuries that can't happen from a short fall. And when our medical analysis and experts led us in that area, that carries a lot of weight in this investigation. And that was shared with the Crown, and in consultation, the determination was made that this would be the appropriate charge.
Any messages to parents about having their kid in a day home? I mean, is there anything they should do to prevent going to day home like this?
I think due diligence, all parents want the best for their children. And as they seek out care for their child or children, just to practice that due diligence and speak to people and ask questions.
Do you know how many kids were in the home at the time?
I'm not aware of that.
In this case, you know what happened to day home afterwards? Was it you guys who shut them down, or is that something that happened on?
And I'm not aware of that either, sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming at this late hour.